Hi, my name is Charleen Sims, and this is my book summary of part one of The Power of Habit for Family and Community or Nursing 70/20. So, first off, I'd like to discuss the methods of habit formation that are mentioned in the book. Um, Most importantly, the book points out that the basal ganglia in our brain is most responsible for how we form habits. And then beyond that, it kind of discusses what's called the golden rule. And ultimately, we form habits in a response to a craving of some sort. And this is kind of a cyclic pattern of having a cue for something, responding by some sort of routine, and then ultimately fulfilling that craving for something by having a reward at the end in response to that routine being acted out. The book provides examples of healthy habits and unhealthy habits. This could be cigarettes, this could be drinking, this could be going to the gym and having a healthy workout habit. This could be something like biting your fingernails in response to stress. Any of those would be considered habits that we form ultimately to fulfill some sort of craving in our lives. The book then talks about how we change our habits, which is based on the golden rule, or this concept of a cue, a routine, and a reward. And if we're able to change the routine within that cycle and still get the same reward or fulfill that craving in the same way, then we can change our habits from an unhealthy or undesirable habit to a healthy habit. For example, they provide in the text they provide the example of replacing cigarettes when you're craving some de-stressor with caffeine. And a lot of individuals have had more luck when they've tried to get rid of an unhealthy habit in their life by replacing it with something else that still gives them that same response to the craving or same reward. They also provide an example of a woman who was super unhealthy, was overweight, was a chronic drinker and smoker, and ultimately, in response to going through a divorce, decided to establish healthier habits, began working out, and eating healthier foods, and ultimately replaced the negative habits in her life with positive ones and transformed her health. Another example, this is just bad luck, but also a prime example of how easy we can revert back to our old negative habits. I had a patient a couple of months ago who had been in prison for 8 years following drug charges, and obviously during that time was clean, and then was released from jail and ran into his old dealer from 8 years ago on the bus home from jail and relapsed. After 8 years of being clean, went right back to that old habit. That routine is easy to revert back to when you have the same old cues. This is also why the book talks about people in like AA and NA. One of the big things they talk about is eliminating some of the people in their life that were enabling them in those bad habits, because it's easy when you repeatedly have that same cue to carry out the same negative routine to get the same reward. So ultimately, I found this first part of the book very interesting. I kind of used it to try to establish healthy habits of my own. I think I mentioned in my discussion post that I've been trying to go to the gym more recently, and so it's made me more mindful of why I'm choosing to go to the gym and what my cravings are, be it with workouts or with food in my life, and kind of used it to try to establish healthier habits for myself. So I think this has been interesting so far. Thank you.